I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.
What's going on, WBPTV family? It's the guys back again with another weekly review. I'm Camilio Salamander. We got KB the Mark.
Cause I'm a fucking mark for this shit.
Now, we are covering a lot. We are covering the go home shows, Royal Rumble. Plus, we got AEW, Dynamite, Rampage, and we got some Impact for y'all guys. So, we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to talk about. So, we just gonna sum up the whole week of wrestling just to get to what everybody wanted to hear. So, AB, go ahead and take the honors.
Yes, sir. I'll gladly take the reins. But before I do it, like I told you when we were talking before we started recording, I do have to give you your flowers. I made Salamander a bet. And unfortunately, I lost. I said if Johnny Gargano was to show up, he would have to put me over. Not only that, I also said not only did he have to show up, he had to get the All Elite graphic. He didn't show up, but we did get a nice little debut. I'll say that. But like Salamander said, we're not going to hold you guys too long with the review. We're not going to get into detail because the true talking point of this is the Royal Rumble. That is the true talking point.
Exactly.
So hopping to Monday Night Raw. We had the Brock and Bobby face off. Then we moved on to the first match of the night where Bianca Belair defeated Queen Zelina. I thought that was a decent match. We had the United States Championship match of Kevin Owens versus Damian Priest. It ended in a disqualification because Damian Priest switched to the Damian side. We then had Dana Brooke, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley defeat Carmella, Tamina, and Nikki Ash. We also had RK Bro beat the Alpha Academy in the spelling bee. I actually thought this was the best segment on Monday Night Raw. We had Randy Orton defeat Chad Gable. We then had AJ Styles defeat Austin Theory. We had the Mysterios defeat the Street Profits. And we had Edge and Beth Phoenix interrupting Maurice's birthday celebration. Monday Night Raw was Monday Night Raw. Even though we didn't go into a detailed report, Salamander, what do you give it? I give it a 6. It was for Monday Night Raw. It was a decent go home show.
I will give this, probably like a 5. I feel like they could have capitalized more on certain aspects of the matches that was involved with the Royal Rumble. I just feel like they didn't do enough.
I can see that, definitely. NXT 2.0 results. We had the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first round match. MSK defeated Jacket Time. We had a no disqualification false count anywhere match where Solo Sikoa defeated Boa. Duke Hudson defeated Guru Raji. Indy Hartwell and Persia Priyada and Kaylee Ray defeated Toxic Attraction. We had the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic first round matchups where the Grizzled Young Veterans defeated Andre Chase, and Bodie Hayward. Io Shirai defeated Tiffany Stratton, and Cameron Grimes defeated Tony D'Angelo to become the number one contender for the NXT North American Championship. Moving on to AEW. AEW to me was up and down. The ending was good, the beginning was good. So let's just jump straight into it real quick. We had the TNT Championship ladder match, unification match for the TNT Championship. This match was fantastic. Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara put on a 5-star match. The cutter is what everybody's talking about. There was the stalling suplex, the cutter, and the crossroads, but the cutter is what took everybody's jaw. It dropped everybody's jaws. It was very nicely done. Sammy Guevara got the win there. Wardlow versus Elijah Dean and James Alexander. This was just so Wardlow could get the pop in Cleveland. We had CM Punk and MJF's back and forth. I thought that was good. They set up for the CM Punk versus MJF match in Chicago. Before I go on, who do you think is going to win that match?
CM Punk, baby.
I'm actually going MJF to keep that heel heat going. He can beat CM Punk in Chicago.
I don't know. I don't think MJF gonna pick up the win. I think Warlow's gonna play a part. I think when they finally have that match, I think Warlow's gonna cause MJF the match. It's been teased for so long. It's about time for us to get that payoff. So I think this is where it's gonna happen at. Basically with MJF, with all of his basically with his mouth and everything is on the line, because he's been talking hella shit. This is where everything matters. He's not gonna live up to it because it's gonna get cut short by Warlow.
CM Punk hasn't lost yet, and I think the best way to keep MJF hot is CM Punk taking the loss in Chicago.
That would do it though. That would.
It would do it. And with CM, go ahead.
I just can't. Me, you know, with my WWE geekness, I just can't bypass the fact that they've been setting up this Warlow and MJF turn for so long. So I really think like that's the big match right there. So I think like they're gonna set it up after the big match. Like even like let's say like if they don't do it, I think it's irrelevant to turn him against MJF after the case. I think if you're gonna do it, the time to do it is that. Because MJF can have that character of him being at his all low, because like, you know, he ain't got nobody by his side no more. He's like basically you could do that character like I'm gonna say like how Corbin was before he became Happy Corbin, like down on his luck type shit. Like you can like this took everything out of him, so he ain't like that like ignorant, like with the him being so cocky and stuff like that. But he's gonna slowly get back to what MJF is. Like it's gonna take him off his pedestal just for a little bit. That's why I think they should go with it. I don't know. But I'm not turning the point. I'm gonna keep it in. I'm locking it in right now as of January 30th. So when it happens, I can say I always said it. Warlow is turning on MJF during that match.
We'll have to wait and see. Red Velvet legit Layla Hirsch beat Red Velvet. Chris Statlander came down to make the save. Malachi Black and Brody King had a promo. I actually love this pre-video promo. This was absolutely fantastic. We then had what a lot of people or what I see as controversial. Dr. Britt Baker cut a promo in Cleveland, and they went back to the first time when she just started her heel run, when she cut that fantastic promo in Cleveland telling them that they had a Baker that they could believe in. A lot of people wanted them to set up the match, or set up like her next feud. I actually like this. Let Britt Baker go out there. She's a Pittsburgh, she's from Pittsburgh. She's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Why not just have her go out there and just talk to the Cleveland crowd for 10 minutes and pretty much berate them?
I think just like you said, that was probably hoping for like her next opponent to be announced or come out and interrupt her. But because like most people said, and it's written on the script that, the promo just sort of ended, which is, I think it was more of an aspect of them thinking like, who's gonna be the next challenger? But we didn't get that, so I kind of think the promo didn't live up to it, or it was weird and stuff. But I agree with you. I'm on your side. Like, it like AEW and WWE, they really have different approach when it comes to promos. So in a case like this, it makes sense. She's from Pittsburgh. She's a Pittsburgh fan. So why not go ahead and have her destroy what's left of Cleveland? Right. But I mean, it could go both ways too. Cause it could do the same thing if they ever in Cincinnati too, depending on what will happen tonight. True.
We had the main event, which was a lights out match: Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole. Orange Cassidy got the win. We got the debuting Danhausen. I thought his debut was perfect just for the type of character he is. A lot of people were kind of up and down. The match did not live up to lights out matches of past hype. So there you go. Anything you want to say?
I just like how it seemed like Orange Cassidy. It seemed like he got serious because when the match started, he grabbed his sunglasses, broke them, and then they start going at it. But to me, I took that as like, he's serious. But I mean, that's just about it on this one. I kind of seen better like lights out matches, but I mean, this was good.
I mean, this was nowhere close to Omega and Moxley. Nowhere close to Baker and Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Those had tremendous and crazy spots and a whole lot of blood. And the only really for real big spot was just the ending. So I was kind of let down.
I would really say like the match overall was good, but if you compare it to the other lights out matches, then I would say this is god awful. But just overall, I mean, any match on AEW I haven't seen, I haven't been disappointed with. So plus Adam Cole, he's a tremendous athlete, so he never disappointed. Like he stepped foot into that square circle. So I mean, it was good, but if you have to compare it to all the other lights out matches, then this was bad.
Yeah, AEW Dynamite, I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll say 8.5.
8.5. Look at you giving higher scores to Dynamite.
Dynamite don't disappoint. I would say that. I'm still a WWE nerd. I'm still got that WWE on my shoulder. My heart is the shape of the WWE logo, so I will still say that. But I love wrestling, so I will give recognition to great ass wrestling when I see it.
Makes sense. We have Impact. Jake Something defeated Chris Bay. The Influence versus the Inspirations. The champions overcame and got the win. We had Mickie James State of the Knockouts address. From that promo, she was talking about doing like a cross promotion if she would have won the Royal Rumble, putting her Knockouts belt on the line. I low-key wish I would have saw that.
Exactly. They could have went so many different ways with this, but I mean, we're gonna get into it just in a few. Just hang on tight, guys. Just hang on tight. But we're gonna get into it.
We had a 8-on-1 handicap match, the Learning Tree versus W. Morrissey. W. Morrissey got the win. He's in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
Every time I see W. Morrissey, there's no longer a big cast type of wall there. It's like you are now your own individual character. Like you don't have any WWE on you. You look fantastic. If you look like this, WWE would be a multi-time world champion.
I would say possibly with his contract in, he probably will see his way back in there. Because I see him taking he's going the Drew McIntyre route right now. Drew McIntyre was with WWE. He was labeled the chosen one. He kind of didn't live up to that name, so he took a step back, hit the independents, got in tremendous shape, and then came back with a bang. So I think this is it. W. Morrissey, he already looking good, first of all, and then second of all, like you said, I don't even see why I see him. I don't even see Big Cass no more. He could come back as that singles run. With WWE, they put him with Enzo, and it was kind of like that. So it was even if they did go how he turned on them, they was doing a singles thing. You wasn't buying into that Cass character, but this one, if he comes back, that's why I kind of look at him right now like how Drew McIntyre was for real. Not even Drew McIntyre, like Bobby Lashley as well. Bobby Lashley, he was a certain. He only got to a certain point in WWE. Then he took that step back and left, and ran in the independents. I actually think he got better as a wrestler in Impact. Then when he made that next step and went back to WWE, he was off to obviously a bad start with that smiling shit, my sister shit, with Sammy that he did, that he bounced back. So it's all about finding that character where you want to go. You want to go this high and this far in this wrestling shit, you got to make the correct changes. You will not be the same character from here on out, from the start of your career to the end of your career. I actually think everybody at some point should run the independents just so you can have that creative aspect of your character, so you will know what it takes to revamp yourself. Like when you see shit ain't working, you revamp yourself, not upper management. At some point, that's what I really think everybody, no matter if you with WWE, AEW, whatever, everybody should take that independent route. Just you ain't even got to be there for that long. Just take it, just to experience, just to actually see like because in the independence, it's a lot of creativity that you will have to do when it comes to moves, character changes, character creativity, all that stuff.
No, I definitely agree. And if he does go back to WWE, I would have one request from him. Don't put me as Big Cass. Let me come in as W. Morrissey. That way, because they're automatically going to be, oh, that's the former Big Cass, but you don't have that Big Cass stench. You're a new man with a new body.
Put a new name on him. Like if it's going to be the same name, they put a W, like it's probably William Morrissey or some shit like that. Or he'll just come in as Morrissey.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. I would definitely put that. Like then after you can reference his previous career, but like he was the former Big Cass, but he revamped himself. He's not that no more,
Right. We had Jonah defeat Johnny Swinger during the match. AEW's Dan Lambert came out and watched Jonah's dominance. We had the main event of Chris Sabin versus PCO. Chris Sabin got the win. Thought this was a nice little main event. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. PCO got the win. PCO got the win. Thought the match was decent. You know what I come to realize? Impact always has really good, decent to excellent main events. Like they don't get the exposure that they should, but when you watch the product, you can find yourself getting sucked in, into it.
Yeah.
Especially with their X division.
Yeah. The X division, AJ Styles put a stamp on that. Once he did what he did, the X, I think that most of the times the X division is better than the main. I would say that for real.
Right. Let's see. We're going to Friday Night SmackDown. There was a opener.
Before you start, I would like to say this. I really think SmackDown fumbled the bag in two different areas, and it's in the same match. One, I hate it. I really hate it. I hate it. And we can shit on that segment too. I hate it when Sasha Banks came out and announced herself coming into the fucking Royal Rumble. I hated that. Just imagine, alright, spoiler alert, she drew number one. She was the number one entry to the Women's Royal Rumble. Now just imagine if she never came out on fucking Friday and announced that she was coming in, the fucking impact that the whole fucking stadium would have exploded.
Yes.
Just for the pop, because we thought that she was going to be out longer than that. But WWE, they try their best to try to sell this pay-per-view, and they need to realize that they Big Four is going to sell no matter what is on the card. Your Royal Rumble, the WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, it's going to sell itself. So there's no need for you to do all that. Like, I wish we can go back to the aspect of surprise during the Royal Rumble, like how they even dropped the ball a few weeks ago when they announced Summer Rae, Michelle McCool, and everybody else were coming in. You can even do the same shit from Mickie James. You didn't have to really announce that she was coming and shit like that. Like you could have had her do what she did at Impact, like still like talking about the Rumble or whatever. But on WWE TV, you didn't have to announce that. Just imagine what it would have been when she came out, and we didn't even expect for her to come in here because she with a different company. That would have been more surprising and stuff. Because even though it was confirmed, I mean, we knew she was coming. Just the WWE had tweeted out when she came, the forbidden doors open. And so like we already knew that because y'all announced that she was coming. Y'all showed her picture, her graphic every time y'all was promoting the Women's Royal Rumble. Now just imagine y'all didn't do that. Like it's gonna sell itself. Give me back the surprises. I love the surprises. I want to know. Boom. Okay, it's only 18 people who's been announced. So the remaining people is we really don't know and everything. But I mean, It's just so much stuff they could have did. I think that overutilized legends on this Rumble. And then with the Sonya Deville shit, like, you picked up the loss against Naomi. So you told yourself you was going to go into the Royal Rumble match. Why? Why not save that shit? Naomi come out, boom, and then so happen you like the next pick or 2 picks after her so you can get the surprise on her face. Like, oh, you in the Rumble. I just think they really dropped the ball on some of this shit. So now, on some of these matches, I don't really give a fuck about. Like, there's no Naomi and Sonya Deville feud. I'm into it still, but a part of me is not into it because I'm like, y'all talking, y'all basically talking too much. Y'all exposing too much of it. Like, let the shit happen. What happened to the surprise element of the Royal Rumble of who gonna enter and everything like that. I wish that we can go back to motherfuckers not even declare. I kind of like the declaring, like you could just walk up like, yeah, I'm gonna declare myself into the Royal Rumble and shit like that. But then again, I don't. I kind of like the aspect of it being like, you should have to earn your way. You feel me? Like matches in December and shit. Like, boom, people who's been like off to a good run. Like, let's say they automatically give out a good 18 slots or 19, 20 slots, right? Or 22 slots. They leave like 7 or 8 open for anybody. So that means leading up to the Rumble in the whole month of December and then January up until the Rumble, shit, y'all, you need to be resting your ass off, making sure you don't lose. That way you earn that slot. And then, like how it used to be, like you just go in, they got the balls just rotating, you go in there, pick your thing, boom, you know what your number was. Like, this is a surprise aspect of this. Like, that's why I missed about it. And I'm not getting that. I ain't got that since AJ Styles returned. I'm surprised I ain't fucked that up when he first came to the company in the Rumble. They just been, don't tell, my whole thing, just don't tell us. Let us be surprised. Last time I was surprised when Roman returned from COVID, when COVID first broke out, and during that Fiend match. I think it was Fiend and Braun Strowman when he first came, when he first went and got the Universal title.
Yeah, I think he showed up after the match, didn't he?
Yeah, or it was either after the match or he caused a disqualification. It was one of them. But it was when he first came, like we thought he was gonna be out, like doing the whole Thunderdome shit, like that aspect. Because I did not expect for him to come. I was really shocked and surprised when I seen him. Like, give us that shit. Don't announce this shit before it happens.
Right. So hurry up and breeze him through SmackDown. Like he said, he referenced the opening segment where it was like Charlotte, Sasha, Shotzi, Aaliyah, Natalya.
I was mad. I was like, watch Becky, not Becky, but motherfucking Bailey about to show up, be like, yeah, I'm announcing myself too. I'm about to be like, why? I was so mad, bro. Then it's always this. If the Royal Rumble happened, this one woman come out and then she talking, and the other one come out. There's everybody who's on fuck SmackDown who's entering to the Royal Rumble in the ring, and then they all throw each other over. You can, some of this shit you can just tell what's gonna happen, and I hate it. I hate fucking promos that start off with one person, then it ends with 5 people talking. I hate interruptions too. Like, they do too much to do too many interrupting promos. That's the same shit.
Yeah, definitely. Ridge Holland and Sheamus defeated Cesaro and Ricochet. Naomi defeated Sonya Deville. And then Sonya Deville, like Solomon said, declared herself for the Royal Rumble. The Usos and the Viking Raiders had a little confrontation backstage. Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs defeated Jinder Mahal and Shanky after Sami Zayn changed the Zayn to a podcast. I thought that was just kind of goofy looking. Big E and Kofi Kingston defeated... Big E and Kofi Kingston defeated Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. They actually hit a midnight hour, and it looked really good seeing that midnight hour. And
what happened to the brand split?
Oh well, you know, Big E has has done his job as a WWE champion. Now they're going to put him right back
What?
where they think he belongs.
You was fucking drafted to Raw. That means you are officially with Raw. The contract says member of the Raw roster. Like, it's like once they had Seth come on SmackDown and challenge Roman Reigns for the belt, it was just like, you know what? Let's just make it Raw Super Show. You know how it was on what was that, the mid 2010s, when it was just Raw SmackDown. It was just a big ass roster. They just combined the two. Say fuck it. That's when they gonna fuck around, go back to. Ain't no point in this shit.
Drew McIntyre came out, beat up Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, and then we had the Seth and Roman face off.
That up too. Man,
and then we had the.
I had him. It was fucking Fridays. The Royal Rumble is the next day. Why had Drew McIntyre come out and beat them up if the fucking Royal Rumble is the next day and these two motherfuckers in the Royal Rumble? Have him fucking come out and as a surprise entrance into the Royal Rumble and do the same shit. Why spoil it? They did this shit like 3 times in one day. Y'all really fucked up the element of surprise. It wasn't no surprise. I knew who was coming out. And I wasn't surprised with nobody, because the only person that had me surprised, I'll tell y'all later. But other than that, I'm like, man, what the fuck? Y'all basically told us everything. This is like how when the Royal Rumble first came, when they first introduced the shit, and on the announcement team, they used to say who about to come out next before they even came out. That's what that remind me of, because y'all just basically told us everybody who could fill up them 8 slots that was missing before the fucking show even started. Horrible.
You done?
This is horrible. I mean, y'all fucked up the surprise. This is horrible.
I mean, are you done? We trying to get to the Royal Rumble because that's the main talking point. Yet you keep going on and on.
It's the main talking point, but the go home shows was fucking horrible. It was horrible because y'all could have went about this shit a different way, and it could have kept the anticipation for the Royal Rumble, but y'all fucked that up and everything. It's called a go home show. Do what you gotta do to get motherfuckers to tune in to the pay-per-view. Not give everybody the fucking shockers that's gonna happen the next day. Like, man, we can go. I'm giving this a 5.
We had the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns face off for the last time, and you could tell that Seth was in Roman's head. Moving on, before we do that, you give it a 5, I give it a 7. It was nice. It was a nice show. I mean, like you said, they had to sell the show on the go home show, so why not bring out Sasha Banks and Drew McIntyre? That's going to help sell it.
You gotta sell the show, but you gotta realize that WWE can technically run all year pay-per-views with just the main 4. And they ain't gotta have no more pay-per-view. It's gonna sell itself. You ain't even gotta have you can announce no matches for WrestleMania and announce on the day of. Motherfuckers is still gonna tune in and watch it. It's gonna sell itself because of what it is. So you already had your big matches. You had your Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. You had your Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. You had your Edge and Beth Phoenix and Miz and Maurice. You had your main matches anyway, so why not keep building those up? Keep the people who already announced that they was gonna be in the Rumble. Okay, do that shit, but keep the excitement on the for the women's. I think it was 9 slots that was empty. Keep the excitement on who could possibly be filling them 9 slots. On the men's, it was 8 slots that was empty. Keep the excitement on the possibilities on the men filling them 8 slots instead of giving it to us the day before. Like Drew McIntyre, he was gone for a while, so shit. It's just like when he came out for the fucking Rumble. They said that they thought he was gonna be gone for a year. Like, you didn't sell that good enough because he came out on Friday. Like, what was the point of even saying that shit, Michael Cole? Wasn't no point because it didn't mean nothing.
He had been out since what, the week before day 1?
Yeah, but just imagine, like, you got to think about it. In wrestling, after 2 weeks, if you don't show up, some people forget about you. So if you had an injury and you ain't there after like 2 weeks and 2-3 weeks, some people may like they know you out, but then it's like a thing like they ain't thinking about you no more. Like Bailey, people ain't talking about Bailey no more, even though she do come, everybody gonna talk about her. But just the fact that she's out, and it's kind of like a thing like if you're not on wrestling, on weekly wrestling, they like the fans, they know about you, but they gonna forget about you. Not gonna be a talking point. So since he been gone for so long, it would have been a huge ass pop at fucking when he just 22, and you hear his music, he coming out, and then Mad Cat Moss and Happy Corbin's in the ring. You see the shock on their face because they thought that they did the job of keeping him out for a while. Boom, you got him coming in, attacking him, eliminating him. He did his job. That's all you had to do, but they didn't do it. Sasha Banks, that'll come having her come out, cut a promo, shit, kept that shit secret. She drew number one. Boom, you hear her music hit, everybody pop. She been gone. Boom, that's how you do it. They did it before. They did it numerous of times. It just this one, I feel like they gotta compete and like they gotta realize with certain shit, yeah, it's gonna sell itself. You don't need to compete with nothing. You got it. Shit. Motherfuckers, the football game, it's on a Sunday. So shit, Saturdays RU, you got it. Only thing major was a MMA match that was on Showtime. And that was Bellator. So shit, you got it. You didn't have this rush nothing. You could have just did it, man. They could have did it a whole different way. I feel like they kind of fucked up on the pay, like the pay-per-view was good, but I kind of feel like they kind of fucked up on the surprise aspect of it. Like it could have did more than what it did.
All right. Moving on, we had AEW Rampage. Jon Moxley defeated Anthony Bowens. FTR defeated Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson. Jay Cargill defeated Julia Hart, and Jurassic Express defeated Private Party. Salamander, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to you. The Royal Rumble.
So Jay Cargill defeated who? Jay Cargill defeated who?
Julia Hart.
Is she still undefeated? And you said she's not gonna be better.
She will not be better than the Doctor.
Let's go ahead and move on to the Royal Rumble, what everybody's been waiting for. You better go ahead and get it started. Like I said numerous of times, whatever happens at the end of the show will really depend on what they start the show off with. And they started it off with the Universal Championship match. They had Roman Reigns going up against Seth freaking Rollins. And let me tell you, I was right and I was wrong. I was right because Roman didn't drop his title, but I was wrong because he didn't win the match. But Seth Rollins, he won by disqualification because Roman, he had locked him in the guillotine and he did not let that shit go. He had the ropes and took the 5 count. But I heard a lot of people say that Roman would have he had that match lost because Seth was in his head. I don't think so. I really think like it could have went the distance and everything, and if it did, I think Roman would have overall picked up the win because like Seth, he was playing too much into that we used to be buddy aspect, but once when Roman wiped that shit off and just focus on the mission, get that job done, he would have got it done and everything. I really think because even when he hit him with that spear Superman punch, then he locked in the guillotine, like when it was like he shut that shit out when he was laughing at him on the ground, and he did the fist for the fist pump, and Roman was just sitting there, and he was like, oh, man. It was like he was like fucking it, and then picked him up and then locked in the guillotine. I think even if like he would have, when he got to the rope, if he would have let go, I think the match was over from that point because Seth is still having to recover from being choked out. Once he got hit with the spear, or Roman could have kept dominating him and shit like that. So either way it go, I think the match was over with either way. But you know, play on the safe side. He took the safe route to go. And but this is not over yet. I will say that this is not over yet. This is not over yet.
You done?
Yeah.
Salamander, I got a lot to say. I told you Seth Rollins was going to win, so we both were right and wrong. I'm going to tell you exactly why he was in his head. Because the tribal chief has never just took a DQ finish. Whether it was the Usos, Paul Heyman, or just himself getting the job done. He's never done a DQ finish. And just like you said, he had the match won after the guillotine. All he had to do was pick him up and put it back in again. But or just pin him, but he was in his head. And the weeks leading up have now seeing how it all unfolded. Salamander, they had a 5-star match on their hands. Roman Reigns comes out first. You hear the Shield's music hit. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is epic. But if he's coming out with the Shield gear through the crowd, this is automatically 5 stars. Yeah, I'm like, this is automatically 5.
I thought it was gonna be like how the Shield music started. Then I thought it was gonna cut to his music. Like he's gonna give him like that what could have been type shit. That's what I thought. But when they kept going, and then I seen him in the crowd, and I was like, oh shit, this okay. Yeah. But then I kind of knew, like, I was like, he ain't gonna take the belt in the shield gear. I was like, he ain't gonna do that. That ain't gonna happen. I kind of knew that's what was gonna happen though.
But see, that's exactly what I thought, because that's the perfect thing. That's the final step to really get in Roman's head, and that was my thought process during the whole thing. And he did the complete Shield entrance. To be honest with you, Salamander, they had this match at 5 stars until they did that finish. When Seth Rollins dodged the spear, hit the buckle bomb, hit the stomp.
You missed the important part. He dodged the spear, reversed the spear into a pedigree.
No, that was later on. That was later on. No, that was later on. Because the first time he almost had it won was that part where he dodged the spear, hit the buckle bomb, and then the stomp. That was the first near fall. But I was telling my friend, I'm like, they could have just ended it there, and that would have been a 5-star. That would have been a 5-star banger.
I think that would have been too quick, not for Roman. But the tear that he been on, he had a 500 and some odd a day title reign, and it ends like that, and that fast under 10 minutes. I don't. Nah. But
that's why, because it would have shot Seth Rollins to the moon. It would have made Seth Rollins that big guy.
The same impact of them going to a 25 to 30 minute match and Seth still picking up the win, and still do the same thing, because he had to, like you said, he's like Roman's like the final boss. He got the final boss music, so everybody know the final boss is the toughest one. From Mortal Kombat, Goro, he was the toughest one. It was so hard to get him. So. But once you defeated it, you feel like you the man, because you did something that the average person can't do. So he would have still got it.
And then, like you said, I loved when they did the callback to their 2016 Money in the Bank match with the pedigree. I thought you could have ended it there. But the part that we're missing here, and a lot of people are giving this a lot of flack. I'm not. But when the referee, I think it was Charles Robinson, put Seth Rollins' hand up and it went to the ropes, I'm like, he was already fingertips away. And technically, the referee does have to lift up the hand to see. But
it kind of seemed like he pulled them just a little bit, though. Like that seemed like it was a little bit assisted. Like,
I think that was just the camera angle.
It was just too perfect. Like, he left his hand up, it was gonna fall. Either way it go, like if he wasn't out of it, his hand was gonna fall on the rope.
See, I wouldn't have done it from that camera. I wouldn't have done it from that camera angle. I would have did it from I would have did it from a side view, to where you can kind of see Seth, but you can still see his hand reaching out.
That's Kevin's Dunn's fault.
Yeah, wrong angle.
So that's the production fault, man.
Yeah. But overall, like I said, they had a 5. I due to the end, I had to knock it down to like a 4. They had it. WWE had it. And what made it worse is you did a DQ finish on a big 4 in the first match. I could see if we were in the middle of the show, but that's how you opened. And then I mean, the match was good, but that finish was awful. The finish was god awful.
I don't mind the finish. I'll actually give it a 4.5. But because I'm a storytelling type of guy, so I love that. Like I said earlier, like this is gonna be this is not over. They're gonna continue this, like, probably after he get done with Brock, and then they're gonna continue the story. But just as a whole, I'm not mad about this. I'm actually, if you had to go away to, like, if you don't want to take Seth to get a clean fall pin, if you had to go away, you didn't want to have Roman take a clean fall pin. If you had to do, you had to do. He ain't got nobody. The Usos is barred from ringside, so they couldn't do nothing. He had to do what he had to do. So,
Nah, I mean, it just the fans wanted that Seth Rollins win, and I kind of wanted that Seth Rollins win because it would have made more sense for. I mean, don't get what they did later on. They kind of justified it, but I wish that would have been the tribal chief coming in late.
WWE don't give a fuck about what the fans want. They said they proved that so many times. So many times. So, at what they gave us, I'm not mad about. But
I mean, the match was good, man. I just don't like that ending.
So you giving it a 4-star? I'm giving it 4.5. This was.
Well, I'll be the match. The match overall was good, so I'll go with you. I'll actually be one better. I'll go 4.75.
All right, we can do that. All right, so then they went ahead. The second match was the Women's Royal Rumble match, and this was actually surprising for me. But like I said earlier, you know, Sasha Banks, she was the number one entry, so it would have been perfect in all the books. If she didn't come out on SmackDown, but she did. We had some legends coming in. Michelle McCool, she looked great. The second entry was Melina. I was shocked about that one. But I was disappointed because she didn't even last long at all. But there is a possibility that I would love to see in the future if they ever set up as a Melina and Sasha Banks feud. I would love to see that. Then we got Summer Rae, we got Molly Holly coming in just to basically feud with Nikki Ash because you know she came in as a superhero gimmick, and you know how that go. Who else? It was Summer Rae, it was Molly Holly, Ivory. She came to represent the Right to Censor. Basically, was just a dump out, just a quick elimination for somebody. That went to Rhea Ripley. I'm surprised they didn't have she with AEW. I'm about to say Vicky Guerrero. Who else? Alicia Fox came. The Bella Twins came. Cameron came. And when I seen this, I was like, yeah, that's just to do the Sonya Deville and Naomi just to further it out. But Sonya Deville, she was on commentary, and then basically when they announced that, you know, that this was Naomi's friend and everything, that was her tag team partner when she came in, that's when Sonya Deville got in there, eliminated her to prompt Naomi. I knew she was gonna be the next entry. It was just common fact. We knew it was coming. She came out, she was serious, she didn't even dance. And she eliminated Sonya Deville. And but first, before she even came in the ring, I even said it. I was like, go check on your girl. And she did, and they got in the ring, did her business, eliminated her. Eventually, she was eliminated by Sonya Deville, but Sonya Deville assisted by pulling her out the ring, but she was on the apron. And then we got the return of the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. And I heard reports of her coming, but then you just see Ronda, you just get shocked. And at first I was going for Lita. I was like, yeah, Lita, that's my pick. And then when I heard that music hit, I was like, no, that's my pick right there. And sure enough. But the final five, it was Lita, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte, Ronda, Rhea. Well, I'm sorry to say Rhea, right? It was Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Lita, Charlotte Flair. Yeah, that was the final five, I believe. And at that point, I didn't mind who won. Like, anybody could have won at that point. I wouldn't be mad. But Charlotte had eliminated Lita, and then who was it? Was we was about to get the face off between Shayna and Ronda, but it was interrupted. And then it was Rhea and Shayna was trying to eliminate each other. Charlotte came, threw both of them over, got a double elimination. And then we got the final two, Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. WrestleMania rematch. A 1-on-1 that we could have got. I wish it would have went longer though. But basically, Charlotte attacked, Ronda picked her up, tossed her over, and that was it. Ronda won. Now, Charlotte Flair, she had the most eliminations. She had 6 eliminations. So, I mean, my pick was gonna be Shayna Baszler with the most eliminations. So I was wrong about that. Charlotte, she did impress though. But they could be setting up. You know, it could be Ronda Becky at WrestleMania, Ronda Charlotte at WrestleMania. Either or, I'm not mad. There was a malfunction, but the fireworks went off when Ronda pointed at it. The WrestleMania sign actually caught on fire, which is that's why everybody was looking that way for a while. That kind of fucked up Bianca Belair's. No, Bianca Belair was there too in the final 5. I think that was the final 6. But they kind of fucked up Bianca's Belair entrance when she came because they kind of showed her graphic a little bit too early before the countdown even began. Then when they showed it, that the crowd, everybody in the crowd was cheering, and then they took it off. And then I'll say 30 seconds later, that's when the countdown began. Then it was her. So I would say that it was I would say it was a lot of botches on the production side. They kind of messed up a lot on the show today's show. Well, not today, but yesterday's show. But the pay-per-view, I mean the Royal Rumble match, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about the outcome. It's great to see Ronda back. We know she probably gonna go on Raw because Raw they need the help. So
she's going to SmackDown, bro. Fox wants her.
She's gonna do the free agent shit until WrestleMania. So she's gonna be on both shows until Mania. Then they're gonna officially put on Raw. Raw is WWE show.
But Fox wants her. But Fox wants her.
Fox, but they gotta realize that you're not gonna get everything. You got Brock and a good ass roster. So Raw, they need. I bet you she's gonna be on Raw.
I'm betting.
Raw needs that somebody who's gonna bring in viewership. It's like a John Cena comeback. He's gonna be on Raw.
I'm going SmackDown. Are you done with your thoughts on the Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
So,
my fault. Mickey James. She came out and I ain't gonna lie, her team name music, that shit hit. I was like, this shit fire for real. But I love that she came out with the Impact Knockouts Championship. Now WWE, they did fuck up by the graphic. They didn't call it the Knockout Championship. But to me, I believe it's a win-win situation because she came out. It was a whole debate that me and KB had. He said that she wasn't gonna come out with the title. I said that she was. She came out with the title, and she didn't get made. She didn't get a buried. She stayed there for like 10 minutes or a little over 10, but she had an elimination. It don't matter if it was a person from the active roster or not. The fact that it would go down in the 2022 Royal Rumble. Who was it? I don't remember, but that person got eliminated by Mickey James, who is a member of the Impact roster. So, win-win in a good amount of time. But my thing is, even though she got eliminated, at least she didn't get eliminated by nobody on the active roster as well. She got eliminated by another legend, which I'm not mad about that either. So I think it was either Michelle McCool or Lita who eliminated her. But I'm not mad about that because at least she didn't get a Bears. She was able to get Impact title on WWE television. That's a win. That's a win. Just think about that. No matter what, you can look at this 10 years from now. An Impact title appeared on WWE television. Not in like no shit like what they was doing with AJ Shinsuke and borrow video from Impact. No. An actual Impact title appeared on WWE television. That's a win.
You done?
Yeah.
So, the Women's Royal Rumble match, it had too many legends. I believe that you could have called up some women from NXT to take up some of those spots. You didn't need all those legends. You referenced the Mickie James. I'm not going to be as forgiving as you are, and if I'm Impact, I would never want to work with this company again. I get it. She is the Impact Women's Champion, but that's not what the title is called in Impact. It is called the Impact Knockouts Championship. They don't call them women. They don't call them divas. They're knockouts. So the same respect that I give my belt is the same respect that WWE needs to give that belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you didn't know. You chose to put women's instead of Impact Knockouts Champion. And to me, that's a big thing because presentation is key. And you know what that shows me? They didn't care enough to get it right. It's not like this is a bottom of the tier promotion that Mickie James was working with. This is Impact. A lot of people would consider them the third company in North America. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you couldn't even get that right, I definitely had a lot of problems with. I am glad she did not look bad. She did get an elimination, so I thought that was good. I thought Charlotte Flair looked the best out of everybody, but I'm not surprised. And I don't know about you, Salamander, but Ronda definitely looked rusty. She did not look good to me in the Rumble.
Yeah, but she got time to work that out though. But I think she looked rusty because they wanted her to come back. So she came back, but I think she wasn't really that confident because her last experience being there, she thought that she was gonna get booed. But now I think now that she see that they was actually cheering for her, even when she had picked up the win, they actually cheered for her. Now I kind of see like she gonna be like, all right, they fucking with me, and she gonna be back. She gonna be back good. That's why I kind of think, cause she kind of a little drowsy, like I don't know, like she didn't know if she really wanted to be back or not. But I think it was more of a thing because her last time she was there, she didn't get the love that she got when she was here.
I don't think that's it. I think she got the love. I think everybody was just tired of her. You know, absence does make the heart grow fonder. So when she came back, she did get cheered. I think she had an eye-opening experience when Charlotte beat the shit out of her. What was that, Survivor Series? Because they were both champions at the time. And they did the post-match. Yeah, she didn't like that because nobody had
moved from there on out until she left.
Yeah.
That's why I think she had a bad experience there because she wasn't used to getting booed and stuff. So when she finally got booed, it was a thing like, all right, man, that's why I think she was doing what she was doing with the company, like talk about like, oh yeah, it's fake and shit like that, like saying everything she was saying. But I think that's why when she came out, you know, she kind of looked like she was sluggish, like more of a thing, because like she probably really didn't prepare herself to be back, and she probably wasn't training nothing like that. And the reason why, because she probably was like, you know, probably wasn't really expecting to get love like that she got. But when she got there, it was more of a thing like, all right, boom, now I got to do the job, boom. After she won, they still cheered for her. See, she left smiling, so when she was leaving, she probably was like, all right, now I'm gonna go train. Now I'm motivated now, you feel me? Or I think it was more of a thing like that.
I mean, to me, it's just upsetting because it's like you kind of picked up your ball and left because you didn't like that you weren't getting cheered anymore. And I get it. She made it all the way to that year's WrestleMania when she dropped it in a triple threat match. But it broke her hand too. Am I tripping, or does it just seem like after that she kind of got a sour taste and she just picked up her ball and left?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because like after that Survivor Series match, that's where it was like the tables had turned. It was like she finished her contract, not her contract, but finished the job that she had to do, and then kind of was like more of a, I don't know. But then when she finally came back, it was more of a, I don't know, because I didn't have a good experience last time, so I don't know. But I guess I'll do it. Boom, came, turned out better than what she would thought. Now she be like, now she more motivated to take it serious and shit.
But see, that's what I don't like, because if let's just say, for example, if I'll just say this, Dewdrop can't do that. Dewdrop can't pick up her ball and leave. Queen Zelina can't pick up her ball and leave. Carmella can't just pick up her ball and leave just because she's not happy. So because Ronda Rousey isn't happy, she can just pick up her ball and go.
Yeah, because like you gotta think about it. If you a person who you know gonna sell, who gonna put ass in seats, you can do what the fuck you want to do.
But does that make it right?
It don't. But shit, nothing in the world is right, or nothing in the world is fair. But shit, you gotta know who you are. Like Brock Lesnar, he can pick his ball up and leave. He can do whatever he want to do. And
but he's got tenure with that, and that's fine. My thing is, you have women on the roster who are out here putting in the work. Yet, because you want to put asses in seats because you're going to AT&T Stadium, you decide, let's bring back Ronda Rousey. Like that, to me, that's just a spit on the face of the women who've been there working. The Biancas, the Queen Zelinas, the Carmellas, the Charlottes, the Becky Lynches, the Dewdrops, the Liv Morgans. You have these women working 365. Yet Ronda Rousey was a little bit upset because she got booed, so she picks up her ball and goes home. But hey, Ronda, we want to sell out AT&T Stadium, so come back and take the opportunity away from a woman on the roster who could use it.
Yeah, like, cause look, let me tell you this. Now I'm gonna use it as an example. Even though like Ronda, she's not a professional wrestler, right? But like, let's say like somebody like Layla Ali, or like a female boxer, a top tier female boxer right now. She decided to go jump route and wrestle now, but she signed to WWE. She's gonna get that push because she put ass in seats. She sell pay-per-views. Ronda Rousey sold out pay-per-views. Ronda Rousey made millions of dollars for the UFC, so they want that shit in return. So yeah, when she said I want to come back, they gonna give her this. It's like Brock Lesnar. Yes, he got tenure. Yes, he was a wrestler before, but the fact that he became bigger outside the company, he's going to put ass in seats. He's able to come in and be like, I want to wrestle for 5 months, take off for 2 years, come back. He just call him one day like, hey, man, yeah, Vince, I feel like coming back. All right, boom. So whoever getting that push about to stop because Brock Lesnar wasn't coming back. So if we know that he's gonna put more ass in seats than this guy. Ronda Rousey, they know that she gonna put more ass in seats than any of the other women that could possibly build, that could possibly get that opportunity. You gonna capitalize over it. At the end of the day, it's a company. They gotta make money, so you gonna go where the money at the end of the day. People may not like it, but shit, you gotta. You ain't gonna get with the program. Go on. Basically,
I still feel like that's just a spit in the face to the performers who are putting in the time and the effort. Just to have it done. To have Ronda come in.
How many times has an average American worker have put in their time, blood, sweat, tears, and time away from their families and go above and beyond for their job, but they get a promotion to somebody who do half the job that they do?
I mean, that's all the time.
It's everywhere. It's not fair. Even in wrestling, it's not fair. Hey, football, you might go above and beyond, do everything to be the best quarterback ever, but they're gonna give it to the starting position to, somebody who they know gonna sell them, put ass in seat. Hey, it's just what it is. Nothing in life is fair. It's just what it is. That's what it gotta happen. Just like we could use AEW. Somebody who's been with them, I say this numbers of times. You sign a bigger talent they got, and they know gonna put ass in seats. That person gotta take a step back because that person gonna get pushed. Same thing. Ronda, she put ass in seats, so they gotta take a step back. And they know they about to make no money now.
But the difference in that and what you're talking about is Ronda hasn't wrestled in what, 2 years, 3 years?
Man, The Rock could come back tomorrow. He could come back on Raw tomorrow and he gonna put ass in seats, and he ain't wrestled since John Cena.
But that don't make it right.
It don't, but in life, it's nothing. You could be an actor. They can tell you, yes, you got this role, and this role is like, they like, man, this movie is gonna be the number one seller. I can see it. The Rock could be read the script, like, you know what, I want that role, and they take you off and give it to him. It don't make it fair. It's just the fact that no, if the Rock is on it, his face is on it, it's gonna put ass in seats. It's gonna do the numbers. That's just what it is. No matter what it is, no matter if it's real life, sports, or whatever. Like, it's not fair, but it happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did like the showdown that we never got between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Never know I wanted to see that match.
Yeah,
but I want to see that match.
Like, I like that because it's like with WWE aspect of it, if like the 4 horsewomen of wrestling. So Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky, right?
Right.
If they in that Royal Rumble and they got to face off, it's more of like, I'm hurt that you would even think about fighting me. But them, the 4 horsewomen of MMA, they knew what's up. Like, they like, you know, it's a respect thing. Like, even in like combat sports like that, you find your friend and you know what you got to do, the job got to get done, but it's more of a respect thing. So I like that. Like, it was more of a, I'm not even gonna think twice because I know it's every woman for themselves. So, you know, you my guy, so what's up? You got to do it. And they was ready for it, no questions. That's why I did like that. Never, like you said, never knew I wanted to see it, but I like it. I do expect for WWE to go out and re-sign the other 2 4 horsewomen of MMA. Because Ronda is back, so I guarantee they're gonna get signed again.
I don't think so. I don't think they bring it back, Jessamine Duke. And Marina Shafir is already in AEW.
Oh, shit. Well, Jessamine Duke might come back.
She
had a look, though. She had a good look. I think there's a chance.
I would have to go back and see her in ring work because even when Triple H was running NXT, you never really saw her for real. So I had to go back and look at her ring work and see what it looked like.
Imagine a faction with Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Jessica Duke. Ronda being a front man.
I mean, you book them right, they could start tearing some shit up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now we got the Raw Women's Championship match. We got Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Now, this is when I went to go take my bathroom break, but I really didn't care about this match. It went on longer than I thought. It went on about 15 minutes, I believe. But Becky Lynch retained, got a title. I knew that was gonna happen. I just really wish that WWE will build up the next people in line instead of giving us the. I'm shit. I think this was the worst match on the card.
You went and took a bathroom break.
Now, I was still following along, but this is why I took a bathroom break. This is when I went to go listen to like the live watch along.
So
I kind of still knew what was going on, but this is one of the ones I really did. I stayed tuned more for Miz. I actually watched the Miz and Maurice match more than this one. Like, that one was more entertaining because it had me thinking like, damn, I thought they was gonna do that first. And then when I kept seeing like the matches go on, I'm like, they about to run that shit before the men's Royal Rumble. But then it kind of made me more intrigued to sit and watch that shit too. And I was actually, even though I was shitting on it, it was actually good though. But we're gonna get into that in a minute. But yeah, I think this was the match that was the worst of the show.
So I watched this entire match because I didn't take a bathroom break. I think until the side.
It was obvious. It was obvious who was gonna win, and it was obvious of what they was gonna do. Man, it's not real. Like, I won't say it's not realistic because it's like, bro.
Can I tell you what they did wrong?
They don't do common sense. All she had to do was wait. That was it.
Bro, can I
wait the whole match? On the men's side, they do it. That's why I don't understand. On the men's side, they use the weight to the capability. On the women's side, it's like, if you that size, it's like, oh, you can't. And stuff like that. Like, no, use your weight.
You done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I tell you what they did wrong?
Go ahead.
Okay. First off, this match wasn't bad. The crowd was distracted, so they were looking somewhere elsewhere. So I guess that was the fire on the WrestleMania sign. Salamander, they did this match wrong. Right result, wrong type of match. This should have been the match where Doudrop had 97% of it, and Becky Lynch squeaked it out at the end. Kind of take the CM Punk and Wardlow aspect of it, where Doudrop dominates, and then Becky Lynch cheats and sneaks it out at the end. Instead, what they tried to do was they tried to have Becky Lynch carry the match, and that wasn't where the money was, because we all knew Becky Lynch was going to walk out, but we needed to see Doudrop as a legit threat. I never got the feeling that Doudrop was a legit threat. And that's because they told the story of the match wrong. Doudrop should have dominated this match, got a couple of very, very close near falls, like you said, used her weight, and really dominated the match like that. And then Becky Lynch gets a pinfall where she's either holding the ropes or she snuck it in, did something. And that's how she should have, like I was telling my friend, she shouldn't have won, she should have escaped. Mm-hmm. Doudrop should have been made to look like a monster heel, and Becky Lynch barely escapes.
That's what I was talking about.
Be able to look back over the match and be like, I don't know how Becky Lynch got out of that one.
That's what I was talking about, for like Doudrop to use her weight. Like, she should have used her weight majority of this match. Like, Becky Lynch shouldn't be able to do shit and stuff. Like, even like she should be able to, like, she should only be able to do striking, because grapple moves won't work and all that stuff. But it's gonna be hard for you to try to get them to the floor. So that's what they should have. Like, I agree with you what you said. Like, they should have told the story. Doudrop basically taking over, and then Becky Lynch barely, like, she stole the win basically. Like some shit like that. Or Becky Lynch had a cheat. Tried to ref hit him with the title, shit like that. They pick up the win. Like, that's what they should.
You know what?
But to me, they kind of just doing it this way. They kind of fucked up the Doudrop character and all that stuff. Like, yeah, because even when she was in the ring, it was like Becky Lynch had Becky Lynch was outside the ring. She had pulled her leg and like dragged her out. Like, that's not believable.
Mm-hmm. No, and looking back on it, you say with the belt, this actually would have been a great time for Becky Lynch to channel her inner Eddie, and this would have been a match where you could have done that DQ finish. Yeah. You know, where Becky Lynch, you know, we do a ref bump, Becky Lynch goes out, grabs the title, see that the ref is getting up, and Doudrop, being still a rookie, Becky Lynch throws her the belt, boom. Becky Lynch falls, the ref gets up, he sees the belt, sees Becky Lynch on the floor. The crowd's gonna pop, because, oh my gosh, she's doing the Eddie bit. And the referee's just like, ding, 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 you're winning by disqualification, Becky Lynch. Boom. Now, Doudrop didn't even have to take a pinfall loss, and Becky Lynch escaped with the belt. Right. It really puts over her heel character. They dropped the ball on that.
Really dropped the ball. Like, this is the weakest match on the show. But let's get into the shit. We got the WWE Championship match. We got Brock Lesnar versus the almighty Bobby Lashley. And of course, Bobby Lashley defeated Brock Lesnar. It don't matter how. It does not matter how. At the end of the day,
whoa.
They're going to see Bobby defeated Brock.
Don't do that.
They're going to see Bobby defeated Brock.
Don't do that. You better acknowledge the help that my tribal chief gave the Almighty.
It ain't gonna say that in the record books. It's gonna say Bobby Lashley defeated Brock Lesnar in the record books. That's,
you know what I wish.
But in the beginning of the match, it was all good though, because even though I don't think nobody got made a little weak, because you know it started off with the test of strength. That seemed like it was a shoot at the beginning.
hold on. Before you continue, you know what I wish I would have seen? Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns shake the hand of MVP and Bobby Lashley and make it seem like they were all in it together. And really make it seem like Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns really conspired. Like, we know that's not the story, but it could be just like the Almighty just acknowledging, like,
I wouldn't want that, because then it make Brock seem too much of a, like, you can't defeat this character. Like, you gotta have help to defeat him.
What you really do though?
Not really, because it's been proven that he's been beaten before. But like, you doing that just make it seem like you just got to, like, you can't. It's impossible to win on your own. Like, but I mean,
it damn near isn't.
Like, I like it better how it was. Like, it's like an assist, like an assist that you didn't ask for, but you know why I'm really here. You feel me? Like, right. It's more of a thing, like, just because I got challenged for my title, that's the only reason why we not in this predicament. No, it would have already happened, but I had caught COVID, so we kind of got set back. So that's the reason why, you in the predicament you in now. But you already know I'm at his neck anyway. So it's more like that. Like I ain't mad you did it, but I ain't happy either.
Okay. Now I get it. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But it was a test of strength in the beginning that looked like a shoot. Whatever they was doing it, but I kind of like how Bobby Lashley, he was looked strong because he got hit with the German suplex and he got back on his feet the first couple times. First person to ever do that. Everybody else, even Roman, hit with a German, he's down for a little bit. So that shows the strength and everything there. But what I wanted to see, I really wanted to see more striking, more combat between the two, more powerful moves between the two, though. But I do like it. Like, Bobby wasn't made look weak. It was like, all right, he just took a hella suplexes. That was it. But then I was thinking, like, all right, because it was like he was trying to reverse out of them. That's what it seemed like. So I'm like, he about to fuck up his shoulder because he keep turning, landing on his shoulder and shit. I'm like, just take that, just take it and shit like that too. But even Brock, he couldn't hit the F5. He wasn't going for that. And even when he had a hurt lock, I think that would have been it if he pushed the rest. So, but when he finally hit the F5, he hit it and went to the rest. I don't think the match would have been over. I think Bobby would have been down. I kind of knew some fuckery was going to happen, but that was the second ref bump within like 2 minutes that happened. So I kind of knew that's where that was going. I think they improvised on it though, because I think the ref, the hurt lock one, I don't think that was supposed to happen. So no, I think it was supposed to happen, but I think they kind of did it too early, so that's why they had to do the other one, which was the F5, and him getting hit, so that way Roman could come out and everything. Now, I wasn't expecting Paul Heyman turn this early. So we'll tell you that though, but it do show you that, and it show in the storyline wise, it really show you that the powerful move that Roman has, because Paul Heyman's been loyal to Brock Lesnar for over 20 years, and he just aligned himself with Roman Reigns not that long ago, and he just that easy, Paul just caved in. Like I thought it was more of a like, all right, boom, like Paul stuck between the two, and he boom, Roman, so he just did it because he was stuck and didn't know what to do. But then after what they did, and then I seen Paul leaving with Roman, I was like, oh, okay. So I thought it was a thing like he's gonna play Brock, like I ain't had no choice, but I seen him leaving with Roman. I'm like, okay, all right. But kind of make you think, did it set this up the whole time too? But at the same time, I think Roman, he got over what he needed to get over, but I kind of feel like at the same time, WWE, they got over this match that they're gonna do at the Royal Rumble. I mean at WrestleMania. But I felt at the same time they kind of demolished the WWE Championship too, because when Roman Reigns picked the belt up He was ran in the corner waiting for Brock to get up. Yeah, looked at the belt, smiled at it, was like, huh. Like, this shit, hit him with the belt and tossed it like it wasn't shit. So it kind of, that's that feel that I got from it. Like, they did what they needed to do, but at the same time, they buried a championship that didn't need to be buried. Because at the same time, like, that's what got your career started off. So you shouldn't even, have looked at that title that way. But besides that, I think the match was good though.
I thought this was fantastic. I hate referee bumps. They did the same bump at Crown Jewel with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That F5 bump, I hate that because the referee is never in place. Like, I feel like as a referee, you don't have much to do. You're supposed to call the action. But if you're about to take a bump, I expect you to be in the right spot at the right time and don't make it seem like you're stepping into it. Because the average person, if they see somebody coming, they're going to step back. Don't step into it. I need you to be at the spot already.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate bumps like that because was it me or did it look like he walked right into it just to make sure he was in the right spot and got hit?
Yeah. It could have been a thing like Paul Heyman distracted him, like his back was turned. So then if you're going to walk into some shit like that, that'd make it more sense. Like, Paul distracted him. And then he's talking to him and all this stuff. Then he takes a step back.
Yeah, make it look more believable.
Yeah.
I loved Roman Reigns' involvement, and I didn't expect Paul Heyman to leave with him. Like you said, that was a swerve on top of swerves. Looking back on it, you had to do something incredibly screwy to get this belt off of Brock. And this might have been the best that WWE can come up with. And it's good.
Without the screwy stuff, I think it could have did the job. Because it could have been more of a thing like, all right, let's say, boom, if they didn't do that spot with the ref. He hit the F5, boom, just nearly at the count of 3. Like, when the ref looked like he's about to go down, Bobby came down. Boom. So then they kind of get Brock like he got that, like, nod in his head, like he gaining his respect for Bobby. Like, all right. And then when he get him up, about to hit another F5, Bobby escaped. Jump down behind him, hit him with his suplexes of his own. Now you got both men stumbling and stuff because you've been back and forth with so many suplexes. Boom. Then it's anybody game. It's free game at that point. They have to hit him with the suplexes and stuff. You can have Bobby hit him with the suplex. He got him up with the suplex, a stalling suplex or whatever. Boom. Then set him up for the spear. I won't even have Bobby win with the spear. I had him hit the Dominator on him and then call it a wrap.
I guess I feel like they wanted to keep Brock Lesnar as strong as they possibly could. And they figured probably him losing to Bobby Lashley would probably, in some people's eyes, kind of diminish it. So they were like, let's just get as screwy as we can get.
What I think is because they kind of... What happened at the end of the show with Brock coming into the Rumble, I think that made more sense. When he came out, I was like, that's why they had that match go that way he can still be fresh for everything.
I mean, but he's coming in at number 30. He ain't have to do much.
But if let's just say he went on and had that 15-20 minute match with Bobby that was a hard hitting match, that would have took an impact on him no matter what. Yeah, you got an hour to cover and stuff, but they ain't no telling aches and bruises and stuff that hurt.
I mean, I guess you're right when you put it like that.
Double duty stuff too. Them big guys, like the match would have went to distance. Bobby got better on his stamina throughout the matches and stuff. So the match would have went to distance. Bobby would have won. But some guys can only go one because they out of stamina. You never know. But that's why they just wanted to keep them fresh. That's what happened later on.
You think it was to keep him fresh? I think it was just to get this belt off of him and still keep him look strong. Why don't the people tell us in the comments what they think?
Brock, Brock, you can hit Brock with a super kick, clean, and pin a 1, 2, 3, clean the middle of the ring. Brock will still be strong as fuck. It don't matter. Brock is just Brock. Brock can take a clean fall loss in the ring, he could tap out all that, come out the next day, and you will still be scared because he is still whip ass and shit like that. Like Brock is one of them characters that even he like the Undertaker. The Undertaker lose, take a clean fall loss. He still like it don't matter. He still be look. There's never a dull moment that Brock or Undertaker or anybody in that caliber get made look weak. Even when they could took a clean fall loss, they still look strong no matter what. You just got legendary status on you. That's just what that is. We got Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, can we skip this?
Yeah, Edge and Maurice. I mean, not Edge and Maurice. Edge and Beth Phoenix take up. They picked up the win. I thought Miz and Maurice was gonna win it when they hit the Devil Stone Crusher finale. But then they came in, they hit the Devil Spear. Edge and Beth hit the Devil Spear. So at that point, I was like, "Yep, I got KB's number right now." But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the main event, what everybody been waiting for. We got the men's Royal Rumble. Now, on this one, AJ Styles, he drew number 1. Number 2 was Shinsuke Nakamura. I was like, yes, we can finally get that. What we should have got when AJ was the WWE champion and everything, but that hard hitting match and stuff, but that didn't last long because he went ahead and talked Shinsuke ass up out of there. Had him going to the back crying to Rick Boogs. So, I mean, shit, that was really it. I mean, it wasn't really no surprises though. Besides Brock coming in at number 30, I can't tell you that at motherfucker 29, my guy, Randy Orton got the huge pop of the night. Yes, we are in his hometown, but it don't matter, bro. Man, he got thrown out, but it don't matter. He did what he had to do. He got the pop. He got what he needed to get over. He came in, hit an RKO. You see that fucking RKO that motherfucking Riddle did for jumping off Otis' back? That shit was phenomenal. That was Mac Marvelous. That shit was sweet, bro. That Mac Marvelous. That was the sweetest RKO ever. Like, Mac Marvelous. That so for here on out, sweet ass shit. Get a Mac Marvelous stamp by Salamander. But it was very obvious. I kind of once when it got down and I seen that Randy Orton drew number 29, I was like, yeah, Brock Lesnar number 30. I already knew it. And I actually wasn't thinking about this until we did our predictions, where you said if Roman lose, he's number 30 into the Rumble. And then that's what had me thinking, like, if Brock lose, I think this is how he's gonna enter himself to get back into that title picture though. But I mean, either way it go, either winner and how the match go, I'm not mad at it. It did what it needed to do. I just wish that we would have had more call-ups or whatever, or debuts or returns or something like that. We really didn't get that much.
Oh no, Salamander! Don't think you're getting up out of this one. Where were those AEW guys? Where was Mox? Where was Cody Rhodes? Where were they? You told me they was gonna show up.
I was really thinking because they did a lot of name drops, like during the Seth and Roman match. They Pat McAfee referred them as the Shield as Roman Rollins and Mox. That's what he said. So I was like, huh.
No, okay. I think that was Michael Cole, and Michael Cole said Ambrose.
No. Yeah, Michael Cole said Ambrose, but Pat McAfee said he said him as Mox. Anytime he referred as Dean Ambrose, he said Mox. And that kind of had me thinking, like, okay, maybe he could, just because they name dropping them on TV. So I'm like, they won't be name dropping them if they ain't in some type of good relationship stuff too. Or it could have just been a one-off. He didn't even have to be in the match, just making appearances, just showing him backstage or something. That's what I was thinking. But and then even with Brie Bella got into the ring and she did a yes chance, I was like, oh, maybe it might be Daniel Bryan. He might make an appearance just to. They all know they on good terms. But just because I was like, I don't know. WWE allowed Mickey James and allow the motherfucking Knockouts title on WWE television. So I was like, anything can happen at this point. That's what I was just thinking.
I feel you. The Royal Rumble match itself, it was once Brock lost, you knew where it was going. I was very impressed with Drew McIntyre. Before I continue, let's touch on this Kofi Kingston thing.
Oh yeah, that was a botch. Kofi fucked up.
First off, WWE fucked up for even thinking that was gonna be even possible.
I don't know if Kofi fucked up or who was it? Happy Corbin that threw him out. It was somebody. So. I don't know if it was either or. I don't know if it was on Kofi or Happy Corbin. I don't know if Happy Corbin kind of gave him too much umph, and then that's why. But or I know if it's Kofi because he didn't get his feet up in the air where he needed to at the right time. It's because on replay it was clear as day that he did it before though. That the stunt where he jumped on the barricade and then he monkey crawled to the steps. He did that before.
But you can only get it right so many times before it backfires.
The thing about when the last time he did that shit, the last couple of years in the Rumble, he ain't did nothing spectacular like that.
I mean, we could have done something else other than that spot. He did it once, and I will agree. But the level of difficulty to get knocked off the turnbuckle, fly, and then land on the barricade, and not even like get your feet on the barricade, but stop. He had to be able to stop his force enough to where he would still have control of his feet. We could have done another elimination or false elimination spot other than that, because that affected the rest of the Rumble.
Right. Yeah. Cause I don't think he was supposed to be. Cause some of the parts of it kind of seemed like it was like sped up a little bit, but yeah, I think that kind of threw everything off track. But either way it goes, I'm not mad about the whole pay-per-view. I think it was worth staying up past midnight. It was good. AJ Styles, he had the most eliminations with 6. So, I mean, there's some type of push there. I think at WrestleMania they're gonna do AJ Styles and Omos. AJ Styles got that elimination for Omos. I will put that on, even though they all help. I would really put it on AJ because when they was trying to get him over, nothing was working. So AJ ran and bounced off the ropes and then gave that push. So I would actually count that as AJ elimination.
Yeah, AJ definitely gave him that extra little which put him over, which put Omos over. I love the Randy Orton pop. The Myrtle RKO was good. I like how they called back to
I was thinking he gonna turn on him. Because if Brock ain't coming in number 30, Randy was winning that shit.
That's what I was thinking.
Either him, because I was like, they can either go him or Drew McIntyre. Well, I seen that Big E got eliminated. I was like, oh yeah, that shit. I knew. I was like, Brock is winning.
Yeah, I like how they did the callback to when Drew McIntyre did the Claymore and knocked out Brock Lesnar. What was that, 2 years ago? I like how they did that little callback there. I wish though when we did it, Brock Lesnar would have got up underneath him and then hit him in an F5'd him out. I know he still F5'd him out eventually, but I feel like that would have just been a better view of Drew McIntyre going for this Claymore and then Brock Lesnar gets up underneath him and then just F5's him out all in one swift motion. But Brock still did his thing. Brock in the Royal Rumble, I actually like, and I don't like him coming in early because I believe Brock has great cardio. That's a different type of cardio. But when he's coming in 22 to that 26 or even that 26 to 30, he's always a handful.
You gotta put him in that one because if you have him come in too early, you gotta have him do how he did that one year where they come in and he just toss him over, wait for the next one. I was like, you gotta do something like you put him in. If you're gonna put him in, you gotta put him in like what you said. Like I would really say like between 22 and 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that 22 to 30 range. That's the perfect range for Brock Lesnar, especially if you want to bring him in 22 and then just have him throw out the last 8.
Yeah.
He clears house and then he throws out the last 8. That's a great look on Brock Lesnar. So with Brock Lesnar coming in 30, I liked it as well. I liked this pay-per-view a lot. There were some things that I didn't like. There were quite a few things I didn't like. But a lot of people were saying this was the worst Rumble since 2015. I disagree. Yeah. We didn't get any good, surprises or anything. Shane O'Mac is always gonna get a nice little pop. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. For some odd reason, I was really liking the little thing with Shane McMahon and Riddle. I was really liking that little showdown. I might if they want to turn a program into that sometime next year, I might be open to seeing Shane O'Mac versus Matt Riddle. I liked what I saw there. There was one more thing. When who did Bad Bunny hit the Canadian Destroyer on? Was it Riddle?
Yeah.
Did you see Riddle point at him when he was falling down? Like, yeah, you look sweet when you did it. I was saying, like, bro, this man Matt Riddle is literally pointing at Bad Bunny after he hit him with a Canadian Destroyer. Bad Bunny, he looked good.
Yeah, if he really want to, if he just decided to say, I'm gonna get this music stuff, I'm gonna become a wrestler, he got a home in WWE. He can actually go. I would say that. He understands wrestling.
He understood the assignment for the Royal Rumble.
I like that he wasn't even afraid to step up to Brock.
Yeah.
It was more of a like, I got a Grammy.
Like, Bad Bunny looked really good for the short time he was in there. I just want to see, unless that Canadian Destroyer is gonna be his finish, I gotta see some more moves out of him.
I think that's his finish. That's him. He's the only one WWE felt safe hitting that shit. They're like, you know, if it go wrong, he got money.
Canadian Destroyer. I find it funny, Brad, that people weren't really doing that Canadian Destroyer until AEW came out and you started seeing Canadian Destroyers galore.
We got some news coming up.
Wait, so you just gonna tune me out, bro? Is that what you're doing? I'm just saying, man. People weren't hitting that Canadian Destroyer for real until AEW came out and they started doing Canadian Destroyers galore, and then Bad Bunny comes in and hits the Canadian Destroyer.
Let's go ahead and cue into that news.
Hold on. Before you go, we gotta give the rating. Royal Rumble 2022. I'm giving it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8. Yeah, it's an 8. It did good. It was good. What's your match of the night?
Seth versus Roman.
I'm going my guy, the Almighty, Bobby Lashley,
with the assist to the Tribal Chief.
They both matches ended in the DQ. Well, not DQ, but it don't matter. Both matches had DQ. They could have been caught by the ref. It don't matter. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the news. We got 6 news segments for you guys today. Alright, so far this WWE did not have title plans for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Coming out of last night pay-per-view, it's 2 top matches that appear to be locked. And according to Dave Meltzer, it's reportedly that Ronda Rousey, she's going to challenge Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, and the Becky Lynch versus Ronda match is apparently supposed to happen next year at Mania. So they're gonna put that off for another year. So, and then it's clear that Brock Lesnar is gonna challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship match, especially after the outcome that happened with Paul Heyman turning Lesnar. So, there's no clear direction for the WWE title at Mania as of right now. My question to you, KB, what do you think WWE should do for the title at Mania? How do you think they should book it leading up into Mania since they have no plans? And basically, with them having no plans, it makes sense because they don't even have a next challenger for the match because Big E, you kind of get like his chances is over with at this point. Everybody, you don't want to. Bobby's the champion again. You don't want to see Bobby and Big E. We seen that again. You don't want to see Bobby and Drew McIntyre. We seen that so many times. So it's like, what can you do at this point?
I'll tell you exactly what I'll do, Salamander. If I'm being honest, let Bobby Lashley have a little vacation until the week of Royal Rumble. I mean, not the week of the Royal Rumble, until after the Elimination Chamber. In the Chamber, we do a SmackDown Women's Championship match, and we do a number 1 contenders for the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber, and we go we go Kevin Owens. You get heel Kevin Owens versus babyface Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania. Sells itself.
Oh, did Bobby Lashley turn babyface yesterday because he came out dapping up the fans?
Yes, I feel like he's been babyface for about a month now.
All right. I kind of still look at him as a heel. I don't think he turned all the way babyface yet. But the next story of the day, the latest on Finn Balor's whereabouts during the WWE Royal Rumble. That was one person I was worried about, like why he didn't enter though. That would have been a great entry into the Rumble.
Cesaro wasn't in there either.
Right. It did feel like a lot of people was missing though, like. But Balor, it's reported that Balor, he's not injured, and it's stated that he is out of the country right now, and WWE is expecting to have him back before WrestleMania. So that explains why he wasn't at the Royal Rumble. So I guess he's gonna be off TV for a while.
I would guess so. I wonder why he's out the country though. Did they just send him home? Just be like, hey, go ahead and go back home for a little bit, or is it, did they not have nothing for him, or what's going on?
It's probably because got nothing for him right now, So that's probably what it is.
I mean, but that's kind of messed up though, because if you're not gonna push Finn Balor, why keep him on the roster? Why not just let him go? And what I've been hearing is that they know AEW will jump through hoops and jump and do backflips to get Balor in AEW because they see him as a megastar. I mean, if you guys don't see him as a megastar, what's wrong with another company seeing him as a megastar?
Yeah.
If you guys aren't going to capitalize on the greatness of Finn Balor, which I find funny because Triple H did it. Triple H had Finn Balor a megastar in NXT. Mm-hmm. He was the first ever Universal Champion. We had to relinquish it due to injury. You mean to tell me that you were going to give him that mega push, but you just decided to just yank it away because he had an injury that I really don't think was his fault? You released over 200 employees, independent contractors, and whatever you want to call them. What is another one? What is a Finn Balor? Somebody who you don't see as a main eventer. Why keep him? Just so he doesn't go to AEW? Well, what are you going to do when his contract expires? Because I don't see Finn Balor coming back. There's nothing for him. So why even hold on to it? I bet you what they do is when he indicates that he doesn't want to resign and he's probably within like a week of that contract being expired, they'll probably fire him. There you go, AEW. Now you got to wait out the 90 days, and we kept him for just about the allotted time of his contract.
Yeah, that's usually the first time when they just have you go off for a while, and then especially if your contract coming up. When is his contract coming up? You have any idea?
He might be on the books for probably about another year or two.
All right, our third story of the day. We got Ronda Rousey on fan reaction at the Royal Rumble. Now, WWE posted a post-show interview with Ronda Rousey, and she said during her post-interview, she was asked about her reaction to her big moment at the Royal Rumble. She responded, saying, "I'm gonna go back to my bus and love on my little baby, and that's really the only thing I care about right now. My priorities change." When fans asked her what should they expect more about her, Ronda, she said, "It was quite a reaction tonight, and you can expect for me not to fail this time. I see you guys Monday." So that brings me kind of back to what I said earlier. I kind of think that she came in not really knowing where her head was gonna be at when this WWE shit. Mainly because of her last reaction that she got when she was on WWE television, how she was getting booed and everything. But now that she came back and she's seeing that the fans was really fucking with her and behind her, I think now she will be more focused, and now she's actually happy in WWE how she was when she first came out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, when it comes to wrestling, you really do have to have thick skin, especially when it comes to the fans. Because one day you're the fan favorite. The next day you're the most hated person. We see that every Wednesday with Cody Rhodes. One week they love him. The next week they hate him. So you really do have to have thick skin. And to me, I know we were, or I know I was pretty much ragging on her earlier in the podcast, but wrestling is all about having your mental straight. And I was listening to the Stone Cold podcast for a little bit when he had it with, he did this one with Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch said the same thing. My priorities are different. Now it's not all about wrestling. She's having more fun with it. And I think Ronda Rousey is going to start to reap the benefits of that as well. Like she said, she's going to love on her child. That's the exact same thing that Becky Lynch was saying. She's a mom now. Wrestling doesn't occupy her mental all the time. So that's probably going to be a good thing for Ronda. So I don't see her failing this time, and I don't think she failed in her first one. I thought from what she gave and what we got, outside of the few injuries that we had, I say that to bring up the concussion that she gave Alexa Bliss. Just outside of that, I think that, like I said, she didn't fail to me. I just wish that she would have understood what she understands now. You gotta go with it. You can't just pick up your ball and leave. But I think she's going to thrive now because, like I said before, absence does make the heart grow fonder. So she was gone for about 1.5 years, 2 years. Guess what? She got a huge pop at the Royal Rumble, and I think those pops are going to continue. Now, I do want to revisit this conversation, this news story, in about 8 months when she's held that belt for going on 1 year. And see how the fans treat her then. See how her mental is then. Because that's the real story. The story is not you coming back. It's later on down the line when those same fans who were cheering you are kind of tired because you've held the belt for too long. You ran out of great programs, so now WWE is just putting you in bullshit that doesn't matter.
Right.
I want to see your reaction there, but as of right now, she's going to reap the benefits of just having that brand new mindset.
All right, our fourth story of the day. Roman Reigns' impressive winning streak ended at the Royal Rumble. Now, Roman Reigns, he is booked from a creative standpoint as a top star, but I know WWE don't really care about win-loss records, but his win and loss records really back up the fact that he called himself the Tribal Chief. Now, according to Cage Match, this is including TV, pay-per-view, and live events. He went 87-11 in 2019. In 2020, he went 29-2. In 2021, he had a record of 33-27. But he was protected strongly by WWE on TV and pay-per-view events. In 2019, he was on TV and pay-per-view. He was 26-11. In 2020, he was 15-2. In 2021, he was 19-0. Pay-per-views alone in 2021, he was 10-0. So now he broke that record by getting that D. What you think about these stats?
The stats just show that you got a winner on your hands. He's a winner, Salamander, at the end of the day. The stats back it up. The Tribal Chief knows how to get it done. But when you look back over him being undefeated and then losing to Seth Rollins on pay-per-view, it just really solidifies that story of Seth Rollins being in his head. Without the Usos, without Paul Heyman, he didn't feel confident enough to get it done. He didn't feel confident enough that he could get that pinfall over Seth Rollins, who he is now 0-3 against in title matches. So it just goes to show you that Roman is high on the card, but Seth Rollins might just be a little bit higher. And also that Seth Rollins has the Tribal Chief's number. And if they run it back, what I don't want to see is Roman Reigns retain clean, because you could have just done that at the Royal Rumble. So if you run this match back at Elimination Chamber, I don't want to see Roman Reigns win clean. He has to win by nefarious means. The Usos have to get involved. Or you know what I honestly would love to see? Run that match, but have Brock Lesnar have Brock Lesnar attack Seth Rollins while the referee is down and get Roman Reigns to win. Like they're both knocked out. He comes out, looks like Seth's about to win. Brock Lesnar F5 Seth Rollins, drags Roman Reigns' body on top of him, leaves, and Roman Reigns somehow retains. But you can see Brock Lesnar not even staring at Roman. He's staring at Paul Heyman to send Paul Heyman a message. You screwed me. So I want to make sure that your guy is still champion so I can take it off of him.
I like that. All right, now we got our 5th story of the day. We got Becky Lynch welcomes a singles match with Ronda Rousey with open arms. Now, Becky Lynch, she was keeping a close eye on the Women's Royal Rumble match as she could end up facing the winner of the bout, which ended up being Ronda Rousey. Now, later in that night, she will retain her Women's Championship, her Raw Women's Championship title against Doudrop. And then Ronda, she went ahead, she won the Royal Rumble. But now, in the interview with Sports Illustrated, Becky Lynch will say, "Welcome back, Ronda. I know it's hard to come back as a new mother, and I think it's fantastic that she's back. She has a lot to avenge, and I'm still holding on to that championship that she gave me 3 years ago." Now, like I reported earlier, at this year WrestleMania, they are planning on doing Ronda and Charlotte, and then next year they will be planning on doing Becky and Ronda for WrestleMania 39. I don't know. What match would you like to see more? What match are you more excited for? You more excited for Ronda and Charlotte or Ronda and Becky?
Well, let me ask you this. You said open arms. What does that mean? Like she's open? She's like has her arms open for a match? Like, yeah, give me the match.
More like, whenever you're ready.
Or
I got this rematch for your shit.
Oh, okay. Because I thought when you said open arms, I'm thinking like more of a MMA style. And I was thinking like, Becky Lynch, that ain't the route you want to go. That is not the route you want to go. To be honest, I'm not interested in a Ronda and Charlotte Flair match. It'll be good, and it'll probably be the main event of night one. But I would much rather see Ronda versus Becky. Because Charlotte is, and as much as I love the Queen, she's not a megastar. Becky Lynch is a megastar. Ronda Rousey is a megastar. Charlotte Flair ain't a megastar. Charlotte Flair had to attach her name to those two to somewhat even sniff the level that they're at. So I don't want to see a Charlotte versus Ronda match. I'm more interested in Ronda versus Becky. That'll probably be the better match anyway.
All right, our last story of the day. We got WWE wanted to bring back Lana for the Royal Rumble. Now, WWE, they had other names in mind for the Royal Rumble, but for one reason or another, some names was not shown on the show. Prior to the pay-per-view, Fightful reported that WWE was interested in bringing Lana back for the Royal Rumble, but she did not appear, so a deal was not reached. There has been rumors that Lana will eventually appear alongside her husband in AEW. Now, it was noted that Caitlyn and I guess
Oksana.
They was both rumored to be in. And in Oksana case, she confirmed on social media that she was backstage, but she was not used on the show. My question to you is, what are your opinions about WWE wanting to use Lana and them not reaching a deal, and also basically having a woman backstage on their hands to use, but they didn't pull the trigger?
Well, I think when it comes to, I'll answer the just having Oksana backstage part. I think what WWE did is they wanted to make sure they had enough women on hand just in case. So if one of them went down, hey, we can throw Oksana in there, cool. But they didn't have to. So I hope that she still got paid for it. Can't be too upset. Sometimes you do have to overstock just so you do have other options. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. When it comes to Lana, let me ask you this. If you're Lana, do you want to come back to this company? The same company that had you go through a table for 8 weeks straight? The same company that will have you doing the goofiest of shit, would you want to come back to that company?
You probably didn't even answer that call.
Probably didn't. I mean, the thing is, there are some legends who they won't turn down a WWE paycheck. I have more respect for the people who were there and turned down a WWE paycheck, like the Inspirations, turned it down because they understand what this company represents. When this company has no use for you, guess what? They throw you away. But when they need you, they're quick to hit your line. Like, and I know we're not reporting on it, but I just wanted to ask you: did you hear the Jeff Hardy story?
Yes. I'm gonna find out he wasn't even under the influence. That's what I really think. I think they jumped the gun. I think they probably or not even heard. I think it was more of a word of mouth. Somebody probably seen him, thought he was on the influence. They went back and told upper management. They just went ahead and pulled the trigger to release him, not even doing a proper investigation. Came out to bite the ass. So instead of doing that, instead of coming out and be like, hey, man, we sorry, man. We'd like to come back. We truly apologize. They went ahead and was like, you know what? We're not going to make that be sorry. We just going to go ahead and offer you a 2022 Hall of Fame role, inductee. And that's fucked up because his career ain't even over yet. Y'all basically gonna make him retire just because y'all fucked up. That's how I took it.
Yeah, that was my thing. It's like, why would you even want to work for this company? This company, well, I won't even say work because it's a lot of, and you said this numerous of times, there are a lot of people whose dreams is to be a WWE superstar. So I can't sit here and say, why would you work for this company? Because I understand if that's your dream and they offer it to you, hey, take it. If you think you can make an impact in this company, take it. But for those who's been there and has been mistreated, spit out, why would you go back? You know? Why would you go back to this company? Hey, if you want that check, get that check. I ain't never gonna tell you to not make your money. But you gotta have some type of dignity and self-worth for yourself.
Yeah, it just, for some people, it just really depends on who you are, what your circumstance was, how your relation with the company and everything like that. So that's really it. Any last words by any of the stories that we have reported on?
No, not really, man. Just touching back on Lana. I know Lana had been on the books for a long time. I get it. But she was putting in the work. Mm-hmm. It's not like she wasn't putting in the work. She was putting in the work. And you could have sent her to NXT. But you didn't. But yet you send Mandy Rose to NXT. Why not send Lana to NXT? Have her work on her craft down there. Put her on, because I think Lana would be a perfect fit for this NXT 2.0. Let her work on her craft. Let her get better. But no, you was just so quick to can her. So now you want to try to bring her back because you know that she's going to go to AEW with her husband. Same thing with the Jeff Hardy. You just want him back so he doesn't go with his brother to AEW and they redo the Hardy Boys for their go home tour because WWE selfish and they probably wanted that Hardy Boys go home tour.
All right.
But now you know AEW is going to sell out arenas. They're going to sell out shows because the minute Matt and Jeff say, "Hey, this is our last go round. We will be retiring at the end of our contracts," and they put however much time is left on their contracts. Guess what? Every arena that they go to, if the Hardy Boys are on there, it's being sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it, guys. Go ahead and let us know how you feel about this week of wrestling, week 4 of wrestling. Go ahead and let us know how you feel in the comment section below. Once again, you can go ahead and check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast from. You can go ahead and check out the DNB podcast. We on there. We report everything in the world of wrestling, so why not? Why get your wrestling news or wrestling information from anywhere else when you can get it here on the DNB podcast, on WBPTV Wrestling? You can find anything here. Once again, I'm Camilio Salamander, my co-host KB the Mark, and simply, we some fucking marks.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.